show with Jon Stewart. This is one in which John invited Senator John Fetterman, the first ogre senator in American history, to talk about why he's so upset that the DSA keeps winning and that nobody likes Israel's genocide.
And now you have my party, they're returning back to the worst impulses: abolish ICE, abolish the border, and say these kinds of extreme things.
You're saying the Democratic Party is returning to abolish ICE and abolish borders?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the people that are winning, a
lot of the people that are winning. Oh no!
When we're filming this, in Michigan, the person that's going to win is calling to abolish ICE.
The person that's going to win? What the fuck? Dude, that's so interesting that he was already like, yeah, Abdul's winning. Haley Stevens doesn't have a shot. It was really close, actually. I'm surprised, but that 70 million really put in work, and the pollsters oversampled younger voters, but holy shit.
And then the governor race in Wisconsin, she even said abolish prisons as well, too.
But she said that she had said that previously, and she's walked that back in the same way that a lot of people in the heat of the George Floyd moment said defund the police, and then ultimately said, you know what, that was an emotional response. And I
disagree, actually. I think it's the correct response, but I'll admit, as a leftist who wants to both defund the police and abolish prisons and ICE, I think the phrase abolish the police makes a normie go, well, then there won't be anybody doing anything with crime. And, it's too glib, I think, a thing to describe what we actually want to do, which is police reform, but really by blowing up the system, using its infrastructure, training new people, taking it over, and making it a good, positive amenity for human beings rather than a punitive Big Brother security panopticon situation that we have going on, you know what I mean? But that's like so much more. The problem is too complex to say in 3 words to a normie voter who's never heard of any fucking theory in their life, because they have underfunded schools and they shop at Dollar General and they don't only watch cable fucking TV and TikTok stuff, and they don't necessarily get the same information we get by design. So we have to cater to a normie person who we assume doesn't know us, has no context for the things we say. We have to talk to people where they're at. So, like, something like abolish ICE, which I 100% support, we need new phrases for that to describe it to people. And I think fuck ICE does a lot of a good job. Abolish ICE in general is fine, but abolish prisons, pretty hard for people to understand that we mean changing the for-profit prison system from a punitive place of dungeon torture to a reformative place of, like, understanding people's problems and then addressing them. I mean, you can't, how are you going to describe that to a normal person?
That was the wrong
And John
policy.
Fetterman isn't a normal person. He's had too many strokes. Too many fucking strokes, too much APAC money, not normal.
See, but aren't you elevating what seems to be how many people have, like, three DSA or 5? It seems like the Democratic Party is largely still just the Democratic Party.
Yeah, but they could see the writing on the wall and how this is a runaway problem for them. This is why capitalist interests always and imperialist interests always try to snuff out any social movements when they happen, especially abroad. But it's really hard to fucking murder us in the middle of the empire because we have rights, right? And so, they're terrified of the idea of them not being in control and the people being in control instead. They're terrified.
And there are some people that associate with either the DSA or social democracies that are gaining a foothold. But I don't imagine how many. What are we talking about? 3 or 4?
Well, it's actually many more. There's one in
We won 3 more just last evening.
Colorado. There's many in New York. And now I just seen the recent poll. Over a third of Democrats identify themselves as socialists.
Oh no! Not the constituents. I'm not here to vote on behalf of constituents, I'm here to tell them what to think.
or if
or have
in
sympathy
that kind of
towards.
way. So it is a significant
Right.
issue. We got wrecked in 24 because a lot of the extreme things that we were saying in 2020 now came back to haunt us.
Oh man, he is on the bullshit. Like, he believes hook, line, and sinker every single thing the establishment, like, analysts have tried to tell him about the moratorium of the election cycle here, and he's not going to learn anything. Never has. Is just going to be out of a job soon, and we'll never have to deal with Fetterman again. He's definitely a lame duck senator. I mean, there's nothing he could do. He's going to lose against anybody that runs against him.
And that's why we found ourselves here in the minority. And I'm saying, hey, we can't go back to the same extreme views because
Didn't he get a divorce? I thought they got a divorce.
we have to
That's where that
win
wedding.
actual battleground states. It's not echo chambers in Brooklyn or now. And here you see the people with these extreme views are breaking through in Michigan and in Wisconsin. And
So, is it an echo chamber in Brooklyn, or is it all over the country and widespread, and 33% or more of your constituents are sympathetic to socialism? Like, what? He's doing a both sides thing.
places like in Colorado and there. So I'm saying let's resist these extreme kinds of views to abolish everything. And
They just want to abolish everything. No, just systems of oppression that don't help anybody and only serve the capital class.
now the DSA is an emerging factor here. Now I'm not elevating him. I'm just describing what I'm witnessing that's coming as a regular Democrat.
A regular Democrat, all of them are like, yeah, we're fucking losing, dude. We suck. I feel bad. Why are we losing, bro?
And now that's the reality. And I expect El Sayed will win by double digits.
Me too, but he didn't. But that's okay. Should have. Oh, man. Whoo, double digits would have been sick as hell. I actually think he's going to win better against Mike Rogers than he will against Haley Stevens because of the Barack Obama stuff. Genuinely. Like, if they didn't run that Barack Obama stuff and, like, you know, it was just on policy, she didn't have any juice.
So let me see if I can frame this in a slightly different way. Why do you think it is that there is a kind of momentum
Charlie Kirk
behind?
Charlie Kirk was killed by Mossad.
God damn it, young hippie. Cheering? Well, right now, against a 7 million purse, I count this as a major win. Me fucking too.
That there is a kind of momentum behind these more, as you would call them, extremists, or I would say, they're a mix. There's a certain nuance to it. But don't you
Thanks,
think
John.
that that's happening for a reason?
Yeah. Dude, trying to baby talk John Fetterman and being like, and trying to like gentle parent him towards an answer here.
In other words, it's not happening. The same sort of impulses and energies that drove Donald Trump's rise, economic populism, a dissatisfaction with the status quo. On the Democratic side, couldn't you say that this is happening because establishment Democrats, the party that you're talking about, that you think is the more reasonable party, hasn't delivered for people in the way that they think is appropriate?
Yeah.
These moments don't happen out of thin air. These are conditions on the ground where people are dissatisfied with the status quo. And you have candidates that come up and they present economic proposals and other proposals that feel more urgent to the moment. In other words, why are you blaming them when in some ways you could be blaming yourself and your colleagues?
Do it, John.
I'm not blaming. I'm describing here where we at and what's happening now too. And I'm like, when we have people winning elections saying absurd kinds of positions that were absolutely.
Every single person that he's talked about being an insurgent, crazy radical, lefty, that he says are not allowed, like they can't win elections because they're so crazy and radical, are the ones winning the elections. All of the people there say trans rights. It's a matter of self-expression. I am trying to run for a seat in the government, and I do not believe the government has the right to control the expression, the free expression of a United States citizen. If you do, you're a fascist. John Fetterman is a fascist. I mean, he sides with Israel. He likes to make sure people can't say or criticize, say things that are criticisms of Israel.
Toxic back in 2020 and saying, stop saying these kind of extreme things are not workable in the real world overall. And don't we want to win? Do we want to be the people, leading the conversation instead of having another kinds of subordinate position like we are currently in and have been since in January of 2025?
Listen to how he just said that. We want to be the people driving the conversation, not in the subordinate position. Listen to how he thinks about power in his head. He thinks being a member of Senate is how we get power. I want to be in charge of what people think. I don't want to be a servant of what the people think. Fuck that. Let's get every one of these motherfuckers out. Every fucking one of them. We need to have higher standards for our senators. They are not our fucking bosses. They're literally our employees collectively. They should have more on the line. They shouldn't be able to be enriched by the position. They should have working class salaries. They should know what it is to be one of us. Ridiculous.
5.
So you think you lost in 2024 because of the extremism of Kamala Harris and Tim Walz?
Yeah, great fucking pivot. Great, not pivot. Excellent question. Excellent follow-up to this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or the Joe Biden administration?
Yeah, I mean, I was on the,
What?
In fact,
what did Kamala Harris say? What? That was too left-leaning? Your fucking brain is broken, dude. What is happening?
El Sayed, for example, he was a big leader in the uncommitted, saying, don't vote Democrat, don't vote for these people. And now, like, some things that I've never done. I drove thousands and thousands of miles all across Pennsylvania to try to elect Vice President Harris, and I've done that.
That's not the fucking question. What are you talking about?
On the ground, it's very clear we're going down because the energy and a lot of the way that they've been positioned as...
Abdul endorsed Harris the day Biden dropped out. And so did I, by the way.
People that are not in touch with people.
Is that an Israeli flag tie? Am I crazy?
And we've lost the argument.
Stars of David?
And
Am I nuts?
at no point did I had a strong feeling that we can win this. And anyone spent time in Pennsylvania there during that election, we all understood we have a serious challenge.
But don't you think...
You don't think so? Tinfoil Jake, it might be. Well, maybe.
This new sort of energy and economic populism is a response to that.
Well, what is that?
Yes, it is.
Is that socialism? And in more, it's communism. It's
what?
That's not an economic model that is.
It's communism to want health care. Get rid of them. Ogre rights are not human rights.
Never worked in the history.
But aren't you just? That sounds like a caricature.
El
Sayed is running on. He wants to ban corporate money.
Yep.
Wants to tax, I guess, higher taxes on billionaires for housing and education.
Yep.
Medicare for all.
Yep.
When you say that's communism, that feels like a caricature.
No, I never said that. I call real communists that are cheering for communism people like Hassan Piker, for example.
Why? He's
a big influence.
It's always fucking Hassan, man. They can't stop.
In the Democratic Party conversation, and he is a communist. He celebrates Mao. He
celebrates Mao. The man wears one Chinese suit, and he's celebrating Mao.
Describes and is going to be proud to visit Cuba. And
no, not Cuba. Not to go on a place on Earth. What? Dude, the way these people fucking think, it's just racism on racism on racism. That's it.
And stand on people on those sides. That's not a smear. That's just using the kinds of words and the positions that he has
Dude,
made.
I'm fucking tired of liberals. They're such snakes. Ugh.
Part of his platform.
So you're saying he says I'm a communist and I want America to be communist?
No, I'm saying that he has the kinds of views Now, you were very, very instrumental in delivering aid for victims of 9/11. You've been here and you've been very effective for do that. For an individual that says that America, we deserve that. Hey, I'm deeply offended by that, and I don't support that, and I'm certainly not going to campaign with him, or I'm not going to explain that way.
Well, Bill Maher said that the 9/11 terrorists weren't cowards, and you went on his podcast and...
Ooh, dude, did you prepare that? Did he prepare this? Oh my God.
And you talk to him all the time. So I guess what I'm saying is, aren't you cherry picking certain things?
Yes.
And maybe losing the forest.
Dude, I need every Democrat running. I need Abdul's team to look at this interview. That right there, that pivot. Holy shit. So you went... Hassan Piker said 9/11, they deserve 9/11. And you go, okay, this is criticism from someone that has gone on Bill Maher's show, and Bill Maher said that the hijackers on 9/11 were brave. Easy. And then pivot into, just move on to your fucking policy position. Done every time.
The trees.
The two things are not the same. Making a statement compared to saying that we deserve that, opposed to describing it in different terms. So that's just not the same.
But he's not running.
And Bill Maher is not a communist too. Bill Maher.
Wait, so Bill Maher needs to be a communist for you to have that criticism of him? Interesting.
Does not describe Hamas as 1,000% better than Israel.
So for you, it literally is
identity. It's identity politics. What I sell. It's always racism type shit.
They've made statements in the past, or their economic policies are more sympathetic to socialism. So let me shift it a bit. You want capitalism to survive, yes?
Absolutely. I'm absolutely proud American capitalist, and I do think I'm much more concerned about our country losing to China in the AI race.
Right.
And now, for me, another
China and the AI race. You're losing to China, who is, by all admissions, not a hyper-capitalist nation like ourselves. They have amenities. That's crazy. How are they able to outcompete us, man? I thought socialism and communism and everything was just so bad.
Popular view that I might have as a Democrat, data centers, if we ban them or we have a long-term moratorium, China would be elated on that. And you have frontier models like Mythos and now the new AI version 1. They've been able to...
Dog, is he paid by both of those? The first thing I found, AI agent created fake online identities to access secure systems in latest breach. This is from, today. This is Mythos, the the Anthropic AI thing he was just talking about. That's crazy. Look at this. You can read it in the Hill right now if you want.
They've been able to break out and to hack and go attack other kinds of organizations. Thank God that they're American companies. The second the Chinese are able to have those frontier models and unleash them on their... So now that's going to make these small potatoes in terms of the kind of economic damage that an AI model with those kind of capabilities like Mythos, in the Chinese hands, or say another one. That's what I'm really concerned about. For me.
But
for me, I'm concerned about someone outcompeting us towards the energy death of their country. I'm not. I'm personally like, what if we just fucking abandon AI altogether and think for ourselves and use our own big brains and don't build any fucking data centers because they're driving the prices of everything fucking sky high? Like, none.
That's a case for...
China is also investing in solar and green energy. That's true.
Stronger regulation, which we aren't doing because the AI companies...
Well, we should have regulation.
Right, but we're not doing it because the AI companies are paying millions and millions of dollars into our government. But I want to get back
to John Fetterman.
Back to sort of what we're talking about. You're saying you're a capitalist. So this is, I just want to reframe the argument a little bit. because Piker, I don't think is a communist. I think he said he's socialist. But the point being, do you think capitalism isn't one of the reasons there's so much energy on the left now for this type of populist rhetoric? Is that many people believe that capitalism, as we are practicing it, meaning a lot of corruption, crony capitalism, a lot of the playing field is tilted towards capital investment and away from labor.
Yes.
That capitalism, as it is being practiced in America, is increasing inequality and leaving too many people behind. And that this energy is not there necessarily to destroy it, but to reform it in a way that will rebalance the scale. This is, I guess what I'm asking is, don't you think this is coming from the lived experience of people under the way capitalism is being practiced in America in this moment?
Yes. Yes, absolutely. What John Fetterman is going to say, though, I predict, is something like, yeah, but socialism has never worked, bro.
I think I return it back to this idea that AI is transforming the world.
What the
100%, whether you have to like it or not. It's like if someone
Are you listening?
is going to win, and for me, I want America to win that because we are the good guy, in this.
We are the good guy? I need brain cells to operate in Senate seats. I need intelligent, thoughtful human beings who know how to turn on their phone and mod a video game. You know what I mean? Like, I need someone who knows what AI is. I need someone who has a TikTok account. I need someone who is in group chats.
And now, the second we hinder our own ability to develop these kind of tools, the Chinese will seize the lead, and then they would weaponize that in ways, and the kinds of damage they could inflict are untold trillions, and that's my real concern.
You're worried that we will get out-competed by China in the world capitalist market. That's what you're worried about?
For a lot about that overall.
Why do Chinese people have housing, healthcare, and education socialized, and also the strongest AI, and also solar, but we don't? Can you explain that, John Fetterman?
No, I think I'm understanding sort of your position on AI. I'm talking about the broader conversation on...
Answer the fucking question.
You're being very critical of those on the left.
Yeah. No, I'm not being critical. I'm just describing. And
I'm not being critical. This guy has no fucking integrity. Well, I'm being critical of you. Aren't you tired of this? Isn't anyone else tired of liberals? We don't have to live like this. This doesn't have to be a guy in our system. He could just be a guy at the supermarket or in your neighborhood. He doesn't have to be a guy with power. We don't got to do this.
And I'm saying, if anything, the left is very critical about, as a Democrat, as for me, that because I have very strong views on Israel, and I think it's a wrong thing to shut our government down.
What? I don't think he's actually a fucking coherent human being.
Understood. But I'm talking about the broader, you're saying you don't like these people because they're socialists and communists.
Right.
No.
And that you're a capitalist.
It's not a personal thing. Oh. It's not a personal thing.
Well, you've called them the dirtbag left, which is somewhat personal.
Yes.
The dirtbag left. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that is a term. That is a term. Absolutely.
I mean, it's somewhat derogatory, but I guess I'm trying to get to the point saying,
I'm not being critical.
Think the way
you're dirtbags. Okay. Don't call me an ogre, though. It hurts my feelings when you call me an ogre. Shut the fuck up.
Capitalism is working in this country is working the way that it should. And don't you think that your voters, and you described yourself as a progressive years ago, you don't do it anymore, but don't you think your voters are feeling the effects of a system that benefits capital and disadvantages labor?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, for me, this idea there,
John,
in terms of what is a progressive right now.
What?
But for increasingly, the defining issue with the Democratic Party is Israel and the Gaza war overall. That is
sure, that plays a role. Can you answer the fucking question, man? What? I don't think you have. I think being a leftist means you will just naturally have that take on the Israel genocide and apartheid of Palestinians in Gaza and the West Bank, Syria, Lebanon, etc., and their expansion that they're always trying to do. It's just something we also disagree with you on. But it's all part of the same fucking problem.
It's become like the defining issue right now in a lot of these elections, overall. And that's just my take more than anything else. My proud standing with Israel through everything after 10/7 has put me in odds more than anything, individual than anything else.
I looked up when is John Fetterman, and it autofilled terms up. His current term ends in fucking 2029. Oh my God. Jesus, take the wheel. All right, let's skip forward a little bit.
Did not vote for that. And Save Act, I said, will not vote for that. And some of these big signature ones. And when we vote for Blanche in this week when we're filmed, I won't for him either.
Right.
So what really matters
John's
is the
face,
votes
dude.
and what's behind that. And what's really set me apart of most of the Democratic Party is Israel. And that's fair. It criticized John Fetterman on Israel without a doubt, 100%. So
What?
that's been primarily, and that's been driving our party.
So for you, you could agree with them 90%, but Israel is the red line.
Absolutely. Israel for me. Like I can't ever turn my back to Israel.
Why? That's a foreign fucking government. That is a foreign government. You work for the United States. What? Do you get votes from fucking Tel Aviv? Well, if you consider where his campaign funding comes from, the answer is yes.
After where it's at.
So, and I mean no disrespect on this, but that is not our country. You're saying that these
True.
candidates may have great ideas for our economy. They may want to do the exact same thing you want to do in terms of getting money out of politics.
Yeah.
They may want to increase the social safety net. They may want to change the balance of power from capital back to labor. But if they don't agree with you on Israel, you don't want them in your party.
Well, I don't know who you're referencing to specifically.
No, I'm referencing what you just said.
Name one. Slatner?
So in other words, Syed or AOC or Bernie Sanders, I assume you agree with a lot of what they say economically.
And what I'm saying is, like, if you are a DSA member, if you are a member of a specific political party, run under your own banner.
What?
And now I think Bill Maher said something very insightful. He said, the DSA are colonizing the Democratic Party.
Oh my God, you don't even know what that fucking means! Beating your ass fairly is not colonizing you. Are you serious? Holy fucking shit. If anything, we're decolonizing it.
So just be Democrats if you're going to run under the Democratic Party.
Just be Democrats. You don't have to do this whole other thing and beat us by being Democratic socialists. Like, what is this baby bitch shit? Just fucking win then, idiot. Win with your policies, your debate. Everything should be an even playing field. We shouldn't have to compete against $70 million fucking dollars of AIPAC funding to beat you. We should just have to fucking go talk. 2 or more candidates enter a stage. They all talk about their policies. We do it 5 times over the course of an election cycle. Boom. Bob's your fucking uncle. John Fetterman's not your fucking senator.
For that, why have a DSA party for?
Because fuck you, that's why. Why have a DSA party? Because the Democratic National Convention, the DNC, does not represent us. Jonathan Fetterman, you do not represent me. So we will create our own thing and subsume you from within. We are going to eat your lunch. We are taking it. It's ours now. Look at me. We, comrades, are the captains, plural, now.
Overall. So run on that, and you all understand.
It's just an organization. It's not, we have a 2-party system. It's like the Freedom Caucus in the Republican Party. There are, there's Randy Fine and Ogles and all these nutbags that are also part of an area, and Republicans, I'm sure, may not agree with all of them on all kinds of things. but there is no other party.
Well,
I guess you could try it, but my point is, if you don't disagree with him on a lot of things, why not use some of that energy? And even like Mamdani in New York is DSA, but there are things in the DSA platform that he disagrees with. And I'm assuming there's probably things in the Democratic platform that you might disagree with, but you don't disavow the entire thing. You're literally saying we can all have discussions, except when it comes to Israel, which is not America. It seems like a weird line to draw.
Agree.
Well, I don't think that's weird. I think what history demonstrates is that when people or a government or people turn their back to the Jewish community, things end really badly.
Oh my God, dude.
And it's a dangerous.
Jewish community and Israel are not the same thing,
Dude, very racist shit to say.
brother man. They're not, that is not the same thing.
No. It's like, hey,
Yeah, I was going to say, this is anti-Semitic. Yeah.
it's like if I have to pick a side for after 10/7 and after Iran, I'm always going to stand with Israel. I'm always going to vote and support whatever that's necessary to
Always.
protect themselves
Why?
and to prosecute Hamas,
It seems
Hezbollah,
like a
and
virtue
Iran
signal.
too. And the very left never said a peep after Iran executed 30 to 40,000 young people in there just for protesting for democracy.
You think that the left is pro Iran, not the country, but the regime?
Is he going to say something about the Ayatollah? Because the Ayatollah memes?
I'm what I'm saying though is like,
Do it.
if anyone in the Democratic Party is fine with Iran building a nuclear bomb, I disagree with that
Oh
person.
my fucking God. Just shut up. Why are you so sucked into the Republican playbook, dude? Jon Stewart's fucking face throughout this entire interview has been bewilderment and trying to cage this interview so that it doesn't go off the rails, because I feel like he wants to yell at John Fetterman. He wants to be like, dude, what the fuck? He wants to shake him.
I think most people are, again, I think you're caricaturing the issue, but
Absolutely.
is there anything
No,
you would
no.
criticize Israel about?
No, what I would say is
No,
that
I wouldn't criticize
I am
them.
not a single Democrat that's willing to go on record saying I'm cool. It's okay if Iran builds a nuclear bomb. And I supported last summer bombing the Iranian nuclear facilities. I think that was a necessary and important thing because Iran is becoming close to building a nuclear bomb, and that would transform.
I think the case was not made by this administration that Iran was close. Netanyahu's been claiming they're 2 weeks away for the last 20 years.
True.
But my point is,
True.
so would you say everything Israel is doing is for their own self-defense?
Just destroying its enemies. Yeah, that is.
Oh, God. He's such a bloodthirsty fucking animal. Get him out of my government.
Is destroying its
Or
enemies.
flattening a tiny area and pushing 2 million people into 30 to 35 to 40% of that territory and having a siege of that area? Is that in their self-defense?
No, what I'm saying, it's like people forget
No.
that Hamas were just rapists and they were
What? There are rapists. Therefore, I get to murder and genocide people in the community that they were raping in or whatever. Like, what the fuck?
terrorizing and killing civilians. And then they stole 250 people from their families, and they kept them underground and brutalized them and
Right.
raped them and starved them for over 2 years. And that's why they refused to give them back. And that's what forced Israel to engage in that Gaza war when they refused to
Forced?
send their people.
And there is nothing in the prosecution of that war that gives you pause.
What do you mean?
What?
The killing of tens of thousands of children.
Absolutely awful. Absolutely. Because Hamas has embedded themselves, behind these people and using the
What? You think 100% of the people killed in Gaza were human shields?
Palestinians as human shields. Sinwar described the death of innocent Palestinians as a necessary sacrifice. That's how Hamas has designed that.
There are people in Netanyahu's cabinet who have said they would like to nuke the Palestinians, not Hamas, the Palestinians. I guess what I'm trying to get at is,
Yeah, you're a bag of fucking shit, man. Nazi.
I don't understand why we can't criticize even someone that you think is an ally for actions that we deem to be morally reprehensible. Like, I don't understand how you can defend the settlements in the West Bank.
Nope.
Like, I don't understand how you have no criticisms over their
Because he's been paid, John.
actions, over their increasingly messianic, ultra right-wing government that seems to think relentless war is that you can bomb people out of resistance. Have you ever seen a movie called Gatekeepers? It's people that have been in Shin Bet and ran the army in Israel. And they're talking about how the strategy that Israel has of disproportionate retaliation, even though they are by far the most powerful force in that region, is not a path to keep Israel safe.
Yeah, I totally fucking agree with him. This shit is so ridiculous. We shouldn't be able to stomach what's happening there as a country. We are so numb to this kind of thing because we do it ourselves, and we need to change it. We need to change it and get rid of this fucking subordinates to this Zionist cause. Like, for fucking what? For what? So that some senators can get their pockets lined during their tenure. That's what we have sold this place out to. Absolutely fucking abhorrent. Vote for your most left-leaning candidate. Get rid of this shit.